One thing that Coach Aikens definitely emphasized before his hiring to the Oilers was that his family needed to feel comfortable and at home in Edmonton. Well, luckily enough for the Oilers, his wife Ingrid actually has some ties to Edmonton. Being an actress from London, Ontario, she has done work all over the country and even a little bit here in Edmonton. So Tom Gazzola catches up with her and discusses those ties to the City of Champions.
Well, pleased to be joined by Dallas Aikens' wife, Ingrid Kavallars, who has a bit of a history here in Edmonton. We'll get to that later. Ingrid, during Dallas's press conference to announce him as the new head coach of the Edmonton Oilers, he spoke a lot about family and how important it is for him. So that brings us to you. What does this move mean to your family? Because all of a sudden you go from Toronto, where you've been for quite some time, to Edmonton.
Well, we have two children now, two young children, so it's going to be a transition not just between the two of us. You have to take into other little people, little minds into account, and friends and all of that. So it's something we sat down to discuss. We knew it was going to happen. We kind of had an idea, an inkling that it was going to happen this year. So, making plans. I also have a career, and in our marriage, we've always, the careers have always been at par, the importance of each other's careers. So we've always supported one another. So. There's not a lot of work for me here in Edmonton, but that's okay. So, this was an opportunity I wouldn't let him pass up.
Now, okay, let's talk about your career, because it's a very interesting one. You're an actress, and you're still working. So how does that affect you, or how does that change maybe the way you get around to town to film and shoot and act?
Yeah, it's gonna be a challenge. I'm not gonna lie. Vancouver's only an hour and a half flight, and I've worked out of Vancouver for a number of years.
Which is easy, yeah.
Which is super easy. I've been working in Toronto for the last 2 years and a couple of shows there. So that's that market. I might have to just keep that market only open sort of spring, summer, fall. Right. And look more at it in Vancouver.
Okay, so now what happens with the family? Has house hunting begun?
Yeah.
This is very new. This is very new. This is very recent that Dallas takes this job on. So where are you guys at right now?
My main focus right now is schools for my eldest. Schools, where to send her to school, what are good schools, neighborhoods, driving around. I think tomorrow morning we're going to get up early and grab a coffee and just drive around. I was fortunate enough to come and check things out, do a little sort of scouting before we got here. So I have an idea, but I want to take Dally around and see what he thinks. And then schools and neighborhoods, it's sort of our priority from there.
How exciting is this for the family?
Amazing. This is a dream come true. I mean, he's... I got a text from my girlfriend in Vancouver. She's like, I'm running out and buying an Oilers jersey right now. And she says, it's crazy. You guys, she's been with me forever, all my friends. And they've seen, his career as a player and now as a minor league coach. And it's a dream come true. This is truly a very special day.
You bring up the player aspect. Obviously, you were with him during his playing career, and he played for a lot of teams. He said, I think the quote was about 800. Yeah. What was that like for you?
Well, when we actually got married, we didn't live together for the first 4 years. I was living in Los Angeles or Vancouver, and he was playing for Chicago and then Winnipeg. I'd go in and out every couple of weeks, and then he'd come and spend the summers. And that carried through until we actually had children, and then we sort of decided that we had to stay in one city, and that's how it's gone. So, yeah. It's been he's been all over the place. I've got to see a lot of places, and it's been a lot of fun. And
now you find yourself in Edmonton, and you have a little bit of a history here. Do tell us, because I did reference that when we started this interview.
I shot a movie here, I'm going to say 9 years ago now, maybe 10 years ago, with Dan Aykroyd, Dave Thomas, Maury Chaikin, bless his heart. He's no longer with us. Peter Oldring, Pat Kelly, great comedians from Alberta, actually from Edmonton and from Calgary. And it was a comedy. We shot at the hospital, an abandoned hospital, and it was probably the most fun I've had on a shoot. We were here for 3 months in the cold, and it was truly the most fun I've ever had. We might have had to go to rehab. I'm not going to say, but we might have. Well, some of us.
It can be a fun city, that's for sure.
Yes, it was. It was a lot of fun.
Ingrid, thank you very much, and welcome to Edmonton.
Thank you. Thank you very much.